Good evening, everybody. So nice to have you here tonight. And now, let the show begin.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Daryl Smith.
I'm Chris Picard.
This is Chris Picard, of course, and he knows that I am Daryl Smith. And
Yes, I'm
this is
aware.
Film Banter. And
Episode 141.
Episode 141. Well, there you go.
There we go. Another one down.
So you don't want to do a you don't want
We
to
don't
do
need
a,
to, because we're going to talk
a
about
restaurant banter. We
Yeah.
just went back to Hula Hands.
we went to Hula Hands. We had salads.
We
It was
had the
good.
pecan salad. It was
Yeah.
delicious. Had our favorite waiter, John J.
It was good.
John, if you're watching.
Isn't it John G?
Well, no, I think it's John J.
It's John J?
I think it's John J.
Could be.
But I don't know. But it doesn't.
Either way, he's a nice guy.
He's a good guy, and he takes care of us.
And he watches our show, so that's
he
cool.
watches our show. He's a subscribed member. So, John, if you're watching,
Very nice.
we're thrilled to have you as
We
always.
appreciate it.
So tonight we're going to be doing three films between us that we both seen. Knives Out.
We're gonna do,
we'll also be doing Dolemite.
Dolomite.
with
My name
Eddie
is
Murphy.
Dolemite with Eddie Murphy.
And our third one is the illustrious film
Marriage Story
from
with Adam Driver.
Netflix with Adam Driver, Scarlett
Yep.
Johansson.
And then I'm going to be
And,
doing a film that you haven't seen. You're going to be doing a film that's secret that I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it is.
Maybe I've seen it.
Yeah,
It's possible.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. First off, we're just going to cover a little brief discussion here on the Globes, which are coming up.
I feel like I'm blocking things.
No, you're perfect.
No? Okay.
You're fine. You're just great.
I
the way
think
you
I'm
are.
forward more than I should be. I'm usually back a little bit.
You can go back if you
Yeah,
like.
I will go back a notch.
But we're generally where we usually are.
All right, very good.
But yeah, so the Golden Globes were announced this morning.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, sorry. It was,
and obviously he pees in a glass.
Yesterday morning, the nominations came out.
They did.
I'm very happy to see that Ricky's coming back
I
to
know.
host.
I always like him. He's always
Very excited about that.
unpredictable. He's a funny guy.
great.
And he's one of the best.
Yeah, he's really good, and
Um,
I'm very happy that he's coming back. That's
Me
a
too.
huge
Me
plus
too.
for me.
I wish they just get Billy Crystal back. He's still in.
Oh, he's
prime
the Oscars.
shape.
Yes, I'd love
Well,
to
I'm
see him
just
do the
saying,
Oscars.
I'd like to have Billy come
I'd
back.
love to do
and
one more.
Do the Oscars.
He should.
He's
There's
fantastic.
no reason he shouldn't.
You know, I
Unless
really
he's
like.
just tired.
Maybe he just doesn't want to do it, or they feel that they don't want to go back to
Yeah.
that again. But I disagree. I think Billy Crystal's still hilarious.
Well, you know what it is too. It could be that your Oscars is trying to attract youth. They try to keep people that are kind of in tune with the youth, with Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
and some of the other younger hosts they've had.
I enjoyed Jimmy for the 2 years. he
Yeah,
did.
I like
thought
Jimmy.
he was great.
I'd love to see some of the other late night. I'd love to see Jimmy Fallon do it.
No.
I'd love to see Conan do it. Conan would be good.
I don't know.
Why not?
Nah, Conan's
think he'd
always
do
he's a little sour to me. I don't watch Conan anymore.
Oh, well, I just watch the clips. I don't watch the show.
I used to watch the show religiously, and then when he went to a half an hour, I stopped.
I know. Now he's half-hour show.
I just don't want to see it anymore. And I hate his opening bit. It's just always unfunny.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just see the clips, like I said. But,
Okay.
Anyway, let's quick
All
discuss
right.
the nominations. We'll go category. We're only doing the major categories,
All right.
film related.
Sounds good.
So for Best Picture, we have The Irishman.
Now wait, is this for comedy or
No, Best
comedy?
Motion Picture Drama.
Okay.
Irishman. We have Marriage Story, which we're going to cover tonight. We're going to do they nominated 1917.
Right.
They've nominated Joker
Sam
and
Mendes,
The
Todd
Two
Phillips.
Popes,
And the Two Popes.
which is interesting. We got 3 Netflix
I
movies
know.
on there.
Well, is the Two Popes in Netflix?
Yeah.
It is? Jonathan Pryce?
Yeah, and Anthony Hopkins. I can't wait to see that one.
When does that come out?
It should be very soon. I'm happy to see that when we go to the actor categories, you'll see that we have Jonathan Pryce nominated.
Well, I just said that.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah, I'm just
I just
saying,
said
reiterating
Jonathan
that we
Pryce. Well, I
wanted
loved
him
him.
last year.
Well, we wanted
For the
him
wife,
for the wife with Glenn
which
Close.
was beautiful.
And he was fantastic in that
I
film.
agree,
And he was
100%.
easily a 50%
He was
of the performance.
wonderful film.
I mean, it was all scenes between him and her.
He
and
was
he's not even
overlooked.
nominated.
No, I know, that was a
couldn't believe
crime.
it. It's like they ignored him.
That was a crime. So
And I love Jonathan. He, of course, was in...
He's been around a long time.
Oh, he's been around a long time. A lot of
Yeah.
Terry Gilliam stuff.
Exactly.
And,
Twice now.
Baron Munchausen, he was
Well,
in.
he's in that too, because I remember Brazil.
Well, he's in Brazil.
And I remember the last one we did, La Mancha, he was in.
I think he might have been... was he... I thought he was in...
Maybe he was in Munchen, maybe.
wasn't he the guy? Wasn't he Baron von Munchen?
So, no.
Maybe
no.
somebody else.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's the motion picture drama. I guess while we're doing the motion picture, musical, or comedy category, we have My Name is Dolemite, or Dolemite is My Name.
Okay.
Or another Netflix film. We have Jojo Rabbit. We have Knives Out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Rocket Man.
I would have left Rocket Man off of that.
I would have left. I guess they want to throw musical in because that's technically
I suppose. And I think they did. Well, was he nominated? Taron?
I believe so.
What's his name? Was he nominated for
Yes,
Best
he
Actor?
was. So
we're going to get to that. So
now we'll do Best Actor Motion Picture Drama. We have Christian Bale for Ford v Ferrari.
don't get that one.
Yeah, I thought I was very surprised by that one.
Yeah.
I don't see an Oscar nomination for that one.
You know, I really enjoyed Matt Damon in that.
He was great. I thought Matt would have been a better choice for Best Actor.
I think Matt would have been a better choice. I thought he was great in that.
I think Matt's great.
Film. I like Christian. He was more characterized.
I love him too. Yeah, I agree. He played more of a character.
More of a character. Where Matt was the subtle.
He was.
You know, he was the
straight
Shelby.
man in a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was
great.
Shelby. I thought he was great.
So we have Christian Bale. We have Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, which is the Pedro Almodovar film.
Almodovar.
We have Adam Driver for Marriage Story.
Yes.
We have Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes.
Okay.
Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. We have Daniel Craig for Knives Out.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We have Roman Griffith Davis for Jojo Rabbit, the little kid. Interesting.
Really? No kidding.
We also have Taron Egerton for Rocket Man. And we have Eddie Murphy for Dolemite is My Name.
Okay.
Best Actress in a Drama. I have Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, the Harriet Tubman movie.
Oh.
We have Scarlett Johansson.
It's not even out yet.
It's out in theaters. It was
was
playing.
it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
gee whiz.
We have Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story.
Mm-hmm.
We have Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. We have Charlize Theron for Bombshell.
Just got a great review.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Yeah,
looks
looks
good.
good.
Did you see what John Lithgow looks like as Roger Ailes? Unrecognizable with that makeup.
And they did a HBO version of that whole situation also, and they did it with Russell Crowe.
Well, that was on Showtime.
Oh, was it on Showtime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Crowe, and I thought he was.
he
looked
looked
terrific.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if he's up for an Emmy. I didn't look.
But they say John Lithgow is far more menacing.
I'm sure.
But boy, that makeup looks
great.
grim.
Looks
well,
great.
he looks rather Winston Churchill.
He does, yeah.
You know, kind of a Gary.
And he
Oldman.
played Winston Churchill in The Crown.
He did in The Crown.
He won the Emmy.
He did indeed.
And then the last actress in the Best Actress Drama is Renee Zellweger for Judy. Best Actress in a Musical.
I don't think she's going to win.
Honestly, I was thinking to say before. I've been thinking. What I've been reading is that she seems to have the hype behind her for that role. They're saying it might be her, or maybe Saoirse, but I don't know.
Okay.
We'll talk later. Who I think
they do say Saoirse is phenomenal in Little Women.
I already have my choice.
Directed by Greta Gerwig.
Greta Gerwig.
I love
Beautiful.
Greta Gerwig.
Okay, so Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical. Anna de Armas, your girlfriend in
I want you to speak
Knives
a little more
Out.
clearly, because I'm having a little difficulty.
Really?
Well, yeah. You talk very quickly.
Okay.
And
Anna de Armas for Knives Out.
No. What category is this again?
I said Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy.
Okay, you say it so quickly that
I think you're just.
I can
deaf.
barely hear you. I'm sitting a foot away.
I don't think there's an issue.
Those poor people are sitting miles away.
Regardless, so then we have Aquafina for The Farewell.
Yeah.
I want to see that film actually. The Chinese movie.
Farewell. Okay. Right.
It's an American-produced movie, but it's a Chinese.
Was it made
film.
by the same folks who made Crazy Rich?
I don't think so, but she was in that.
I know.
Kate Blanchett for Where'd You Go, Bernadette?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. This is a surprise. Beanie Feldstein for Booksmart. I thought she was pretty good.
I agree.
Award-worthy? I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Nomination? That's okay.
I don't even like a nomination for her.
Well, it'll up her profile. Good for her. She's not
Maybe
going
they
to
just
win.
needed somebody to...
And then Emma Thompson for Late Night, and I thought she was excellent in that film.
She was excellent.
Okay, now we're going to go to... we did all the actors categories. We did all that. So we're going to move on. Best foreign film.
We might as well. There's only one we care about, Parasite.
I agree. Parasite, which is going to win, hands down.
Yeah.
We also have Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which just came out last week. It's a French film.
Who's in that? Anybody you know?
I forget.
Okay.
There was somebody noteworthy. Pain and Glory.
Sheed Moreau isn't back
I don't
again
think
for
so.
her.
No, but remember last night we thought, when you saw the poster, you thought maybe one of the girls from Blue is the Warmest Color was in it.
Yes, I
Maybe.
did. That is correct.
We have Pain and Glory, which we just mentioned with Antonio Banderas. Almodovar. The Farewell.
You have to shake your face. Go, Almodovar.
Exactly. We have the
Can you do that?
No, I can't.
Try it.
No.
It's Almodovar.
I can't do that.
Really?
No, you do it better.
Try it again.
You've got more floating skin than I do. You can do it better.
Well, thank you. That's not a thing.
I can do that.
See, you can do that.
Okay.
All you have to do is say Almodovar while you do that.
Almodovar.
There you go.
Oh, maybe I did do it.
It wasn't tough.
Yeah, we have the farewell, which.
All it takes is a little egging on.
Okay.
A little bit of inspiration, and then you finally get it.
Okay. So the farewell we just
And
discussed.
you're usually much better than you think you're going to be.
Okay. All right, let me finish this category. We have The Farewell, which we just discussed, the Chinese film. And then we have Les Miserables, an Amazon film, which I didn't even know existed.
Ugh.
I didn't know that
Why
one.
bother?
Yeah, I know. Okay, my favorite category generally is always this, Best Actor in a Supporting Role. And this is only, there's no multiple categories for drama or comedy. It's one.
Just one.
Just supporting actor.
Encompassing the entire spectrum.
It says in any motion picture.
Okay.
Tom Hanks, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, playing Mr. Rogers.
Probably will win.
Possibly. Anthony Hopkins, The Two Popes.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Pope Benedict. This is interesting. Pacino and Pesci for The Irishman, which is interesting. I kind of like that. And then Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time. That's a very tough category. It's always the toughest category.
Well, you know, Pacino and Pesci may cancel each other out.
They might, I know.
They might. And you know what? I hope Brad Pitt wins it.
Honestly, I would like to see
really
that.
want him to win. I thought he was wonderful in that film.
I agree.
I thought he was great.
I would
It
be
was-
very happy to see Brad Pitt get that.
Me too.
I'd be happy to see Pacino get that.
No.
I would. I
He
loved
just
him.
did-
I loved
he
him
was
in
Pacino
Irishman.
doing
I know.
Pacino.
But Brad's never gotten an award. I'd like to get have him get one.
I'd like to have him get
Well,
one.
that's not true. He won the Golden Globe Best Supporting for 12 Monkeys. Not the
That's
Oscar,
correct.
though.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did indeed. I actually recall that. I believe he might have been nominated for Thelma and Louise also. I bet he probably was.
Maybe
But,
for the Globe. I don't
that
think for
was-
the Oscars.
Well, that's what I mean, for the Globe.
Yeah. Okay. Best actress in a supporting role. Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell. They're saying she's very good.
Okay.
Can't wait to see that.
A lot of controversy about
I know,
that film
I
right
heard it.
now.
Yeah.
Well, one of the women who played who was a reporter
Yeah.
of the actual story is now suing for misrepresentation
In the film, right?
of
Yeah.
the way she is presented in Clint Eastwood's
I heard that. And the
evaluation
studio
of
is
the film.
standing by the portrayal.
Well, they have no choice. What
I
else
know,
are they
well,
going to
that's
do?
true. What are they gonna do?
What are they going to do? You know, silk screen in or
No, but they could try to talk their way out of it and spin it.
or pay
you
her
know,
off. But
do that.
yeah, I'm glad they're not.
But I want to see that. They're saying it's his best film in 10 years.
Well, you know, the guy puts out a film every year.
He does,
so.
yeah.
Last year we had The Mule, so
Yeah, which was fun. Wasn't great, but it was entertaining.
no, it wasn't good.
All right, so Kathy Bates. We have Annette Bening for The Report, which is a movie with Adam Driver, which I
Oh, I
don't know
have
where it's
that
playing.
film.
I'd like to see that.
I have that.
I think that's an Amazon film.
It is an Amazon
I thought
film,
so.
and I do have it. So
Beautiful.
if you'd like it, I could probably
Okay.
give it.
All right, Laura Dern, Marriage Story. I think that's her category to
I
win.
think she may win that.
I'd like to see her win
God,
that.
yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, Hustlers. I'm very happy she got the nomination. She deserved it.
Yeah.
And then we have Margot Robbie for Bombshell,
Ah, interesting.
which I just found out she plays a fictitious character. She's like an amalgam. She's not a real person.
An amalgam.
An amalgam.
Amalgamum.
It's not amalgam?
No, it's
I always
amalgamum.
thought it was amalgam. It's amalgamum?
It's amalgamum. She's an amalgamum.
All right, I thought it was
She's
amalgam.
It might be an amalgam.
Either way, it's a
Either way,
it's
who
a
cares?
composite. Is
It's a
what it is.
composite of a
Of different
It's
people.
kind of like Mark Wahlberg in your favorite fire movie. No, Mark Wahlberg in the Boston Marathon film.
Patriots Day.
The Patriots
Absolutely,
Day.
yes.
That was a
that
contrived character
exactly.
that did not exist.
I agree. Yeah,
that they
you're
just
absolutely
made
right.
to represent every man
Absolutely
in the
right.
viewpoint of our audience so that they could enjoy the experience.
It's very true. Movies do that a lot. Okay,
yes, they do.
and then we have. Okay, just two more. We have Best Director. Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I'm happy to see that.
Good.
Sam Mendes, 1917. No surprise there.
Single
Can't wait
shot,
to
the
see.
entire film
Can't
is
wait to
one
see
shot.
that film.
Well, it's obviously been done through all kinds of.
Well, they'll pan through
special
something
effects.
black to make it look like it's
No, not necessarily. I don't believe that happens in this film.
really like
Yeah, I mean,
it goes
it's
like
actually,
on the back of
it's all-
somebody's shirt, and then all of a sudden, you know.
No, he actually, when he filmed went to the next shot, he literally picked up where he just had left off. Capiche?
Yes.
So
yes.
we actually just went through, but he had to pick up where he left off and then transition somehow into a different day, year, month, whatever. I'm sure the whole thing isn't done in real time of like a.
Well, no, it is because the character has like a short amount
It's
of.
done in like a 2.5 hour.
Yeah, because the
real
main
time.
character of the film has a short amount of time to get a message to another.
Oh, correct.
platoon
So therefore,
of men.
one shot makes
Platoon.
sense. So that
Yeah.
was easy then.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He
Which
just picked up shooting exactly where he left off and edited together. In
well, you got
a
you got the
single
clever
frame.
editing makes it seem like it's one shot. Yeah.
Probably
But it
not
looks
hard at
gonna look
all.
great. I
Probably
can't
not
wait.
hard at all.
Anyway, so we have that.
But the only way you could do that is if it was all done within the framework of like a 24-hour episode, like the old Kiefer Sutherland show,
24,
or something
exactly.
like that. You know.
Yeah, the real time.
That actually would be done in a real time scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we have Todd Phillips for Joker.
That
was a
rightfully
good
so.
nomination.
Yeah. Well, Todd's about to be nominated. I just read today on Variety that he's about to get a special award for Joker now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
A special director's award.
Where? At the Guild?
I
Guild
just
Awards?
read it, and I can check it out if you'd like.
That's okay. We'll look it up later. Okay, then we have Scorsese for The Irishman and Tarantino for the Once Upon a Time. That's a solid category. That's a tough one.
No, it is a solid
Because any
category.
one of them is a very worthy win.
Well,
in
it
my
all
opinion.
depends on where the wins go
I know.
that night.
I know.
It all depends how great 1917 is going to be.
You're saying that could be the movie that
could
comes
be
out and sweeps the Oscars.
That could be the one.
And then we have lastly Best Screenplay category, Motion Picture. I have Noah Baumbach for Marriage Story.
Okay.
We have Bong Joon-ho.
Did you say Irish Story?
For Marriage Story. Marriage Story.
You said Irish Story.
I said Marriage Story.
Okay.
You heard Irish, but I said
I
Marriage.
did. I did hear Irish.
And then we have Bong Joon-ho and Han Jin-won for Parasite.
Okay. Well, what about Wang Hung Lo?
I was just going to say, what
Was
about
he
Wang
there?
Hung Lo? He wasn't.
Or what about Something Wong?
Something Wong.
Something
exactly.
Wong.
That's what
Was
happens
he
when
in
you
that
call
role?
customer support.
Yeah, was
Something
he in
Wong.
that? Something Wong.
And then we have Anthony McCartan for The Two Popes, Quentin again for Hollywood, and then Steven Zalian for The Irishman.
Okay.
So we have pretty good categories
pretty
here.
good, yeah.
If I were to just go right now and I picked the winners, or if we did, I would say right now, out of these choices for Best Picture for drama, it's tough. I might.
I think I'd probably go with The Irishman.
I would probably go
I
too.
think I would.
Not having seen 1917 or The Two Popes, I would say Irish would be my choice.
I think it will be. I think it's
However,
gonna do it.
at the Oscars, we are not going to have two separate categories.
No.
So then it's going to be, then we'll also have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in the mix, which might make it more tough for
Well,
me.
there'll be 8 films, remember? So it's almost.
Well, it depends. Anywhere from 10 or less. It could be 8, could be 6.
Well, yeah. But I mean,
depends.
usually it's about 8.
6. Yeah, that'd be nice. And then, Best Actor. It's tough. It's good. I think Joaquin's got it in
I
the
think
bag.
Joaquin's got it in the bag. You already
Yeah,
said that
they-
earlier tonight. I totally
I think
agree.
so, too.
I don't think anybody else comes close.
I think it's people that come close, but I think it's his award.
Such
truly.
as who?
We'll discuss during the show.
Well, yeah, but.
Yeah. Well, I guess I already told you.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
say that I
no,
think
no.
Adam Driver's a close second.
Well, I think Adam Driver,
Yeah.
I think I'd actually give it to Adam.
God.
Joaquin's been around
We'll
the block,
discuss.
and we will discuss the film. But
Yeah.
Adam is unbelievable.
I know he is. I will say that if I were to, as of right now, go for Best Actress category, in my view, so far, granted, I've only seen actually one of the performances on that list of Best Actress in Drama.
Yeah.
But for me, Scarlett's the one to beat right now. I thought she was. pretty-
well, we are going to talk about
I thought
that,
she was
so
pretty good.
we shall.
But let's get started here.
Okay.
It's always fun to talk about the nominations. What I like about the Globes is that it's like right after the holidays. It's
No,
like
it is. It's like
second-
January 3rd.
It's
or
very
2nd or
early. I think
something.
it's the first full weekend of the month usually.
is indeed.
Which is great.
I like
Unlike
it.
the Oscars, we have to wait like
3 months.
3 months because those come out in January.
Well, the end of February is when they air.
Yeah, so we have over a month to wait.
True.
All right, so the first film we're going to cover tonight is Knives Out, which is the whodunit mystery by Ryan Johnson, who did The Last Jedi. He also did Looper, and a great movie called Brick from a few years back.
That
This
was a
time,
great movie. with
really
Joseph
good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
That was like 2006.
Yeah, it's been a while since that's
It
come
has
out.
been a while.
But this is a whodunit. It's got a huge cast.
It does.
It's basically centered around Christopher
It's
Plummer.
basically Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah,
it's
kind
the
of.
Hercule
Pretty
Poirot,
much.
Agatha Christie
Yeah.
kind of scenario. Once again, we've seen these movies a zillion times.
We have, yeah.
I kind of don't care for these movies. I mean, I did enjoy Murder on the Orient. I'd seen the original. We just had the recent Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, I
version
enjoyed that,
That
yeah.
came out last year, which
was
was somewhat enjoyable. These kind of films, they're almost irritating in their I shouldn't say they're annoying. Same word. Irritating, annoying. They're annoying to me because we know they play out like textbook. We have all the people kind of come together at the beginning. There's always arguing.
I know,
Then
yeah.
they all have the argument with the person who died.
Yeah.
They all have a reason to be. Even that silly Adam Sandler film that came out that he did with
We
Jennifer
covered that earlier
Aniston.
this year, yeah.
We
the,
did.
The whodunit in like Spain or whatever,
Whatever it
yacht
was.
or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
What's it called?
It was called
Whodunit?
Murder Mystery.
Murder Mystery. There
Yeah.
you go.
That was actually better than I thought.
I'll love seeing this man.
Yeah.
I love Christopher.
The story centers on Christopher Plummer, who's a very wealthy author.
He's a
who-
bestseller writer.
Bestseller, very
mysteries.
popular guy.
Right.
So we see that it already starts out with him being. We find out
This
that
is our director here. I didn't even realize.
that's Ryan Johnson. Yeah.
Interesting.
We find out the plumber has died, and all the family was gathering for the weekend to celebrate his birthday. And so slowly we're seeing what happened from different points of view,
Right.
from different members of his family. And we have Jamie Lee Curtis as
the same
daughter.
old horse shit.
Yeah,
Let's be
you've
honest.
seen it a million times.
Toni Collette, you know, she's kind of the
kind of the-
solo act.
Well, she's the widow of the deceased son of Christopher Plummer,
Correct.
and she's kind of like a valley girl.
It's kind of you know,
Daniel
for me,
Craig is like Perry Mason.
I'll tell you
you know?
something. Well, he's Hercule Poirot.
Pretty much.
He's the
He's
same
that archetype.
guy. Well, he's the same thing. I mean, all he does is have a southern accent in this. For me, he was the draw
I agree.
of this film.
I thought he
if
commanded
Daniel
the movie.
Craig, if Daniel Craig hadn't been in this film, I don't know if I would have gone to see it with any.
I
great
will admit that he
gusto.
definitely piqued my interest more than anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, Daniel
And I
does.
like the Chris
What other
Evans in it
films does
too.
he do? He doesn't do many other films besides Bond. That's all he has time to do.
Yeah.
So, and he'll usually squeeze one other film in. He did that great World War II.
Oh, you know, I never saw that one. Liev Schreiber, right?
Yeah, Liev Schreiber.
Defiance.
Like Defiance, right. It's the
Well, he also
rebellion
did
movies of the
He did Logan
Jews,
Lucky a couple years ago.
the
That was a
Jews
lot
who
of fun.
go against the Nazis. Which one?
Logan Lucky was
Logan
fun.
Lucky. Yeah, he talked about that,
Yeah.
saying he pretty much did the same accent.
Kind of.
Logan Lucky. He did a southern accent
Yeah.
in that film. I didn't love Logan Lucky. We talked.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. I liked.
I thought I remembered you liking it quite a bit.
I didn't love it though. I thought it just.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it.
No, I didn't love it, and it's rather forgettable in the whole mix of films that we see.
Well, we've just seen so many films. It's
We
like,
do, but the
know.
standouts stand out for a reason.
Yeah.
Will this film stand out? You know, I'm surprised to see her. You know, she's a young girl, and they make her look very old.
I'm
here.
not familiar
Yes,
with her.
you are. You just saw her, believe it or not. She was quite naked in a film called the Silver Lake movie.
Beyond the Silver Lake.
Beyond the Silver Lake.
Oh, she was in that.
She was the girlfriend, the
Ah.
nurse, the girlfriend of Andrew.
That's right.
Yeah, that's her.
She
and
was
she
his
also
girlfriend,
does a
yeah.
show. She also did a show on a period piece. It was called. She does a show on either I believe it's Comedy Central, and it's called Period Piece.
Oh.
Yeah, it's set back in the 1700s or whatever. She and her girlfriend, who also used to be on The Big Bang Theory, they're kind of a comedy duo, if you will. And she's also been in, she was also on Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
Also, she played somebody's girlfriend, but she's quite a young girl, and they made her look pretty old.
Yeah,
here.
she plays Michael Shannon's wife in this
I
film.
know. I was very surprised, but she was very good. Of course, we love this girl.
Anna de Armas.
You know,
She's
my
very good, I
God,
thought, in
she's
this.
just lovely. Of
I
course,
like
she
her a
was.
lot.
I love her in 2049 Blade Runner.
I know, she's great in that.
She's the girl on the big marquee,
Yes,
and
yes.
she's also his android robot. She's like a virtual reality girlfriend.
Well, no, that's two different actresses. The girlfriend is Mackenzie Davis.
Oh,
who we
I'm
just saw in
terribly sorry.
Terminator Salvation. Or
Oh,
Terminator, the newest one. With
Oh, the blonde. That's her.
That's her.
No, she played the hooker. That girl was the hooker. No. This girl played the virtual reality girlfriend. She played
It's
Ryan
funny. No,
Gosling's-
you're right.
Yes.
You're right. But I'm remembering her as the hooker,
No.
as being a virtual thing too.
She was the virtual
Oh.
reality girlfriend.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
And she's
But yeah,
beautiful.
she's beautiful in that. Yeah.
Lovely. And she's also in Creed 2, of course.
Creed 2. Yeah, she's been in a bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
you know. But she's a lovely girl,
She
and
is.
I loved her in this. I thought she was perfect, actually.
No, I thought she was very good in this.
I thought she really
yeah, no,
was.
I enjoyed. I thought everybody's performance was good in this film.
True. I
was
love watching
interested.
Michael.
Me
You know,
too.
we just saw him last week, and we saw him in A Current War.
A couple weeks ago.
A couple
He's
weeks
great.
ago. Terrific.
Anything
Good to
he's
see.
in, I'm
You know,
in.
Jamie Lee was good.
Yeah.
I actually like this guy. Who
As
is
the,
he?
Oh, the other cop.
The other cop.
You know, I'm not familiar with him, but his name is, if we want to say his name,
Doesn't
I believe
matter.
it was,
It's strange to see Chris Evans in here. Of course,
I
Captain
liked
America.
him in this. He was kind of a
Well,
selfish,
kind of
rich
selfish, arrogant
jerk.
prick
Yeah.
of a guy.
Yeah.
But I got to give a thumbs down to this movie.
Thumbs down, huh?
Well, I'm gonna go thumbs across. I'm gonna go just so mediocre that and I'm just so tired of those endings that. Well, I figured out that
I know what you're saying.
and he did this, and then he did that, and then she. Oh, sure, you knew about that because you sent me that envelope.
I know what you're
I
talking
get so
about.
tired of these films.
It
They're
is
so
a little,
redundant in
tiresome. I know
their
what you're saying.
bullshit and their manifestation of quirky little facts that try and come together and just create this visage of monotony. And no, I can't say that I love this film by any means. It's always nice to see, you know, a huge cast and to have them all working together. And I like seeing Daniel.
Yeah.
I would have preferred him to be James Bond, actually. I would have preferred to see him as James Bond.
Well, he's only got one more of those left, so don't get used to that.
You know, don't count on that one, my friend.
Well, he's been saying this is his last one.
Yeah, he said that last year, too, after he did Spectre.
But he had just got done. He was injured and tired.
Well, yeah, but he said, I will
right.
not be doing another one. But you know what matters? You know
Money.
what matters?
I know.
The almighty buck.
Well, but they've already...
And when Barbara Broccoli is going to come to...
but they've already
little
announced
Daniel,
the female Bond next. Black female.
Don't ever go for that. There's not a guy in the world that wants to see a
That's
female
what they're doing.
Bond.
They're doing it regardless.
Oh, I don't think they... I don't...
It's been announced. They introduced her character in this movie.
Well, I saw that,
Yeah.
but I don't really think that that's going to happen. It may. It may.
She might not be playing James Bond, but she's another double agent, I believe.
I saw. But you know what? I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
I don't care. I don't. I want him. I'd like to have a male James Bond.
Well, it's...
Because he has to be a little bit chauvinistic.
I know.
And, you know, it's the whole character.
And even if we do one more with him after this one, eventually he's going to have to stop. You want
I
to do
hope
at
he
least
never
80?
stops. Well, I think he should do 6, just like Sean Connery did. Sean did 6, and then actually Sean came back and did a 7th with
Yeah.
Never Say Never.
Yes.
He did that, which was just a rerun. He just did the same script as Thunderball that Never Say Never was.
Yeah.
But Never Say Never was a great little film. I love that. It had Kim Basinger in it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Klaus, what's his name, the German guy
Not
with
Klaus Kinski.
No, Klaus Brandhauer. He's like a 3-name. Klaus Maria Brandhauer. That's his name. Klaus Maria Brandhauer or whatever. And he has a giant forehead you can show home movies on.
Yeah.
And he was the bad guy, the Spectre-ish.
I saw that when I was a kid. I don't remember
creation.
too much about it.
There you go.
But back to this, because
this.
we're wasting time.
Do you like this film?
I liked it better than you.
Okay.
I'm not going to jump out and say run the seat in the theater. You can by all means watch this at home comfortably.
True.
I really just enjoyed just this cast. I like this ensemble of actors. I like this ensemble of characters.
I agree.
I liked how the story unraveled. I liked watching Daniel Craig more than anything figure out the puzzle. So for me, that was
he really
fun.
doesn't. He kind of stays away from the
Yeah, but at
puzzle
the end,
for
he
quite
does
some
his
time.
reveal, and he's like,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
he
blah, blah,
does
blah.
the same old typical
I don't know. I
shit.
still enjoyed it for that. I liked it a little better than you. It's by no means the greatest film in the world. I don't think it should get any awards.
No.
But I was entertained for 2 hours by it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. And it is like 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Whatever
2
it
hours
is.
and 10 minutes.
Will I watch it again? Probably not.
I probably will, actually.
Really?
I
Give
will
another
watch
shot
it.
at home?
I will watch it again because...
You let me know in a year.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because I like Michael Sheen and I like Daniel and, you know...
Michael Shannon,
Well, Michael Shannon, forgive me. Michael Sheen, he might have been in there
He's
somewhere.
there,
But Michael Shannon, I just like all the people.
I do too.
And sometimes,
that's why I enjoyed this so much.
Sometimes movies, to me, become family.
Yes,
I know
what
that's
you're
a
saying.
bizarre thing to say.
I know what you're saying.
There's a show on Showtime. It's called Shameless.
Yes, that's your
Now,
family.
I have watched Shameless. They're on their 10th season right
Yes.
now. In fact, the lovely little Fiona, the girl who played Fiona on the show.
Yes.
Her name is, what is her name? She's a beautiful
Emmy
girl.
Rossum.
Emmy Rossum. She just left the show.
Oh.
And I'll tell you something.
So she's not in the 10th season?
No, she left the show. She
That
went
sucks.
off. Well, she wanted to go off and do other things. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a
So they run her off or
commitment.
did they kill her off?
No, she went on. She went to Europe.
Oh.
They just had her go. She got a lot of money, and she goes to Europe, and
Very
she's gone.
convenient.
But you know, shows like that, I don't know what it is. It just no. I don't have a family. My estranged sister, lives in California. This is called Family Banter.
Family Banter.
As Chris May just put underneath there, but then again,
I'll put some sad violin music here.
you should do that.
Your life.
You should no. But anyway, I don't have much of a family, so I have to find family within these silly little movies that I see because I do live semi-vicariously through the worlds that we create. You know, and as Roger Ebert always said, when I'm on my deathbed, will I have my own memories or will it just be the memories of all the films I've seen?
I know.
You know, is that what's going to go through my mind in those final moments when the white light comes closer and
That's
closer?
okay.
Doesn't matter.
Because that's what you love. It doesn't matter.
It is indeed.
Who's to judge what your final thoughts are?
Well, you know, I was discussing this not long ago, and you know, what all we're doing is we're exchanging life for all the movies that we see, rather than experience life. You and I, for example, we are wasting our lives. We're going to die eventually.
Of course, we all
And before we do, will the experiences mount to the experiences that we've lived through film? And
But most people's lives don't match what goes on in films.
well, no, that's not my point. My point is this: that we are substituting film for real life. In other words, I could be going to Europe now. I could be going to Canada.
Well, I've been telling you that for years, but the reason you're not
Well,
is because
I
of
can't.
your dogs.
I've got dogs.
You've
and
allowed your dogs to keep you a prisoner.
I impose that prison on myself. To some
so you
extent.
could put them in a place for a week and go to
I could
Canada
put them
for
in
a
a
week.
prison so that I may be released from mine. But
kind of sure. I think here's my see. They're all see. You've got a younger dog now. Even if you're waiting for all of them to die, you've got years until the youngest one dies. So I was gonna say, don't get a new one after that. You know, so you can live a little bit. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
you're so depressing. I'm going to leave the show.
Okay, leave the show.
No.
But we got to move on from
I
this.
know what you're saying, but
Yeah.
you
I'd
know,
like to see you travel more.
I'd like to get out there more. I really loved going to.
And I don't think I'm wasting my life. I live a life. I have a lot
you have a
going
wonderful
on.
life. You do. You have a.
You know,
family.
would I love to travel more?
You have a
Of
family.
course, I'd love to
Yeah,
travel
you,
more.
Well,
but
you get to travel more so than I.
that's
you go
true.
down to
No,
you
I
don't
do,
have
I
any
do.
real.
But you know,
You don't have any
I
anchors
can't
on
always.
you.
I can't always afford to go away. So for me, it's like maybe one trip a year.
Gotcha.
For like a week
All
in the
right.
summer, I go away. That's my life.
By the way, Brian Johnson right here. Of course, you
Ryan
know,
Johnson.
Yeah, right.
You said Brian.
Oh, I
It's
thought
Ryan.
It was, oh, I thought it was Brian.
It's R-I-A-N.
Oh, I was going to make a joke about how he lost his voice and isn't in ACDC anymore.
It's not even that. Yeah.
So I can't do that.
All right.
I love this girl.
She
though.
was great.
So it's such a.
Anna de Armas. Look her
You
up.
want to do
Feel her out.
my film?
No, we're gonna do Marriage Story first. Then we're gonna
Okay.
do your film.
All right.
Marriage Story is a film that's playing limited release, but it's a Netflix film. You can watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, it's filmed 2
It's-
years ago.
It was. It's a Noah Baumbach film who's done a bunch of films like Francis Ha, The Squid and the Whale. He did a film for Netflix called The Meyerowitz Stories.
Great little
Yeah,
independent
it was good.
films,
With
yeah.
he does independent
He's
stuff.
a great little director. I
Yeah.
love Francis Ha. Greta
yeah,
Gerwig.
and Greta Gerwig is his girlfriend
his
in life.
girlfriend, right? Oh, is she?
Yes,
know that.
I didn't realize Noah Baumbach used to be married to Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Irma Baumbach.
Yeah, no, Jennifer Jason Leigh. They were
Oh,
married.
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, interesting.
So this film is basically Adam
Here's your
Driver.
best supporting actress right here, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I like to see her win.
God,
Laura
is
Dern.
she so great in this film?
This film is very simple. It's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. They're a married couple, and this film is basically about their marriage falling apart.
Ray Liotta.
I loved seeing Ray. I didn't know he was in
Yeah,
it.
me too.
And it's about how they're trying to go through the process of separating and divorcing.
Alan Alda.
Alan Alda. They have a young son.
Yeah.
Who's in the middle of the whole thing.
It's two people
Yeah.
who live together
Yes.
and appear to be happy.
Right when it starts.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
then we
Appear
peel
to be
away the
happy.
onions.
And then what happens is basically we see that she's not happy.
Yeah.
She's always wanted to do some other things.
Yeah.
So it's basically just about two people who end up having to go
Yeah.
their separate ways.
Yes.
And what that entails.
She's an actress. He's the director of a theater company.
She was an actress in a high school kind of a college
Movie, yeah.
where
Yeah.
and
then she met Adam Driver.
Then she met Adam Driver, who was a director who put her in
New
a lot
York.
of his plays
In New York,
on off Broadway.
Yes.
And she became very kind of famous there.
For that,
And
yeah.
famous enough that she's now drawn out to L.A.
To do a
star on
TV
a
show
sitcom,
pilot. Yeah,
a
exactly.
sitcom.
Yeah.
And
Well, no, it's a science fiction drama show.
Oh, I thought it was a
Yeah.
sitcom.
No, it's a drama.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, well, okay. Maybe it's a comedy, but it's a science fiction show.
It's a
Maybe
comedy.
it's a science
I'm
fiction
almost sure
comedy.
it's a comedy because Adam looks down upon her for going off to do this comedy. So
Well, it's implied. Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if he'd be so looking down at her to do a sci-fi drama. But regardless, it doesn't matter.
The point of the story is
The point is that she's
goes
her and she wants
the other
out.
side of the coast.
She basically wants
Yeah.
out. And Adam is more or less, he doesn't know from Adam what's going on
He's
here.
content with them going through mediator, taking it slow.
Well, he's
go
content.
Out to LA and then come back when you're done. You
He's
know?
content living the world that they've
I
created
know.
together.
Yeah,
And
but
you
he's
know-
not happy either.
Well,
We find that he's not happy.
It's not that he's not happy. It's just that she stopped sleeping with him because he's kind of so immersed within his world of
Yeah.
being a director and now he's moving to Broadway. So he's becoming a bit estranged to her.
He is, but at the same time, that as the film progresses, he starts to realize that he wasn't happy. He starts realizing the flaws with her.
Yeah, but he realizes that she stopped sleeping with him like a year ago. We do get
Yeah, but
into
there's
that.
a lot of things that come out that show that he wasn't happy during that period.
Yeah, but he
that
was.
big scene that they have.
I feel that he pretty much was kind of content.
No, he says
within
all
that
these
world.
other things about her. Like he says all these terrible things that he
Yeah,
realized.
but that's when the heat of the fight begins. That he begins to even say things, and then he apologizes.
Yeah, but it
for
doesn't
them
mean he didn't mean
right
what he was
after.
saying. doesn't mean that he wasn't
This
unhappy.
all comes as a total shock to his character.
It does,
She
because-
even, wait a minute, you're moving out to L.A. Okay, you're going to move out to L.A. Then we're going to move back to New York.
that's what he thinks.
That goes on and on and on.
But
because
she gets-
he is content within
He is.
this world they've created.
And she gets convinced
She is not.
to go get a lawyer, which is Laura Dern.
Right.
And they had agreed initially not to do lawyers. So then he's stuck with having to get a lawyer. And he's got to be flying back and forth from LA
As I
to
say,
New York.
this whole
LA
thing catches
to
him,
New York.
catches him totally off
It
guard.
does.
And, and in all honesty, on planet Earth that we live, and certainly from the era that my parents were, it basically was this. And I don't know how many people's parents, it just shows that things today are different. But back then, the woman was the baby maker. The woman was the housekeeper, the housemaker, the
Yes.
baby, the whole house thing, the world of the love.
Talking about gender roles, yes.
Gender roles,
Yes.
correct. And the man was simply there to go out and do his thing and make money and keep this family within the
Spend
proportion.
a little bit of time with the kids at night and that's it.
Basically,
Yeah.
and the weekends, of course.
Of course.
But usually it was precisely that the woman loved the man, and it was the man was there to be loved by the woman, and that may sound rather a sexually. Not racist thing to say, but a sexually...
A sexist thing.
A sexist thing
Well,
to
you're
say.
talking about what
precisely.
things used to be, 50s, 60s, 70s.
They were indeed this very
And then
thing.
it started
The woman
changing.
loved the man. The man was there to be. It was very rare that the woman was the center of the universe. It was
Yeah.
always the man that was the center of the universe. And I think that that's kind of what this film is almost about. And it's kind of like about how things have changed. And how now women, and it's very common. I shouldn't say they're changing now. They probably changed back in the 70s.
30, 40 years, yeah.
Yeah, back in the 70s, I think we really had that,
Yes,
the whole
the
gender
big
thing,
shift.
where women came into being and
Yes.
women became making a lot of money also.
Well, they
and
started
could
being
be
career-focused,
rivaling- Yeah,
you
they
know?
were rivaling the men. And then, of course, we had, daycares were created.
Of course.
And that's where the whole daycare world came
I
into,
know.
I think. I don't think we had daycares back in the 50s.
Probably not. And in
The
this
mothers-
film,
Yeah.
there's some moments where they have conversations where she's realizing and she makes him realize that, hey, anytime we had a conversation about something I wanted to do, you said, okay, we'll think about it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But anytime you want to do something, it's already been decided.
Yeah.
So she's been keeping that kind of suppressed for all these years.
Correct.
And suddenly she's feeling all these things. And there's this beautiful 7-minute monologue that she gives the first time she meets Laura Dern in her office,
Right.
when she's telling Laura Dern her story as a potential lawyer. This is what I've been through, and she's almost
Yeah.
cathartically, in a way, realizing these things almost for the first time
True.
as she's spouting them out.
And she's crying. and
Crying. It's a
she's-
beautiful monologue.
It is it's
Beautiful
well,
scene.
let's talk about the movie now.
Yeah. We just kind of did.
We've kind of we're evaluating the scenario that the movie has put us in.
Yeah, well, we've given
or
the
put
premise. It's
themselves
a premise
in.
about a marriage
But
falling
now
apart.
let's talk about the movie.
I thought it was a wonderful film.
I did too.
I thought it was the best film I saw all week. I thought the performances
yeah.
were some of the best
I
I've
have to agree.
ever seen.
Well, I'll tell
that
you.
scene of the two of them fighting was one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my life. It reminded me of Revolutionary Road with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
Didn't love that.
A movie that I really loved.
I know
with
you
Michael
did.
Shannon.
I didn't care for that.
Loved that film. Depressing film.
No, I
More
don't.
depressing than this, I'll say.
Definitely.
Very. Bleak film.
And I didn't.
But I
think
love that
Leo was
film. I thought they
up
were
to
both
her- up to
excellent
her
in that
snuff.
film.
I think Leo was
Oh, I thought they were
underacting.
both. He was excellent in that fight scene.
But
in that
here's
movie.
the star of
But
this film. This guy-
man blew me away for the
He
first
blew me
time
away.
in this movie.
I agree.
Totally,
he's always
totally
great.
sold it.
He's always great.
I know.
But
this film especially.
he has moments where he literally self-combusts
I know.
and
I know.
breaks down in front of you.
Amazing.
That is just riveting. And you
Heartbreaking.
And heartbreaking is not the word. And I love the fact that these two people still love each other
I know.
over the course of this all the hatred between Ray Liotta and their rivals.
He's like this shark lawyer.
He's a shark.
great.
He's horrible.
I was so
I
happy
loved
to
him.
see him
Me too.
in a high-profile role.
I loved him
because he's
too.
been kind of stuck in
and
video
he does
stuff
a
for
great
while.
job.
He's great in
He's
this.
fantastic.
I love Ray.
He really does. I just
Al
wish-
Holden was great.
I think
Everybody
Ray
was
Liotta
great.
has natural eye makeup. I don't think they put eye makeup on him. He just has natural black. Because
Yeah.
every time I see him, even on television shows, he's got that black
know what you're saying.
under eyeliner.
Some people have a darker,
Correct.
right by the eyelashes.
Yeah.
And in this film, he's looks like a wolf. The white hair.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, he
but I
was
liked him
great.
very much,
I
and I
liked him.
loved Laura
Wow.
Dern in this
She was
thing,
great.
and I do believe I don't even Ray wasn't even mentioned in the best supporting
No,
category.
but he's only got 3 scenes. Not that that really means anything.
Okay.
But Laura was great, and she has some really good scenes.
Yeah.
She's got a couple good speeches herself. I think she's a shoo-in for a nomination.
Do you?
I think
gotta
so.
be honest with you. I didn't love Scarlett in this film.
I thought it was the best
Really didn't.
performance she's ever given.
I thought she was. I thought
She's
she was
dynamite.
very, very good, but I thought he was better. He is so much deeper. I thought she was more surface. I thought that there was just more surface stuff going on there. Adam, look at that face. There's internalizing going on there that just blew me out of the water. I must say this: the film, although I was captivated by it almost immediately, I put it on. It's on Netflix. I put it on. You had told me you had just started, so I said, okay, I'm going to just start it. I put it on like 2:00 in the morning, and the
got sucked
last
in.
thing I meant was to turn it off, but I couldn't turn it off because it's like
it sucks you in.
It sucks you in because of the great acting, because
Yes.
of the great script.
I agree.
The script is
Excellent.
incredible.
Excellent.
It blows
Excellent.
you away.
Very well
This is
written.
real life, and
Yeah.
we don't see real life
No.
on camera, on film, ever.
I know.
Never.
And this film, not to quick cut you off, but this was written as a process when he already had the actors in the situation before the
Right.
script was done.
Yeah.
Because Noah Baumbach went through a divorce. Scarlett went through 2 divorces.
Correct.
Laura Dern got divorced. And
Yeah.
they all talked together.
Right.
And helped to formulate the story in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
And inform the
It
script.
was created
Yeah.
literally right on
And it was
set.
so real. Like,
So
I never
incredible.
dealt with divorce, but I can identify it. And I've seen people that have gone through divorce. I've obviously
Yeah.
done too.
Well-
and I can see
Yeah.
what it must do to people. My wife was divorced, and I learned a lot about what that did to her and how she dealt with that and other people. And it just felt very true.
It's a tough thing to watch, and yet you are drawn in. You are, and I was blown away. But the first half hour of this film was irritatingly the dialogue. Go back and watch it again.
I will watch this movie again.
I will too. But the dialogue is just stop, 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 stop. It never stops.
I
It
know.
never lets up. It's just constant, constant, constant. And I found that irritating. That's the one dude, and Woody Allen does that too.
I know.
He has other characters. They're talking over each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what people do in real life,
Of
like
course.
you and me.
Of
we
course.
just talk over each other the whole goddamn show.
I know.
And people hate that and love us for it at the same time. But this movie, it's that constant bickering, and it was like, shut up, I'm saying to myself. And then suddenly it begins to slow down. And suddenly we really focus
I know.
on these people here and who they are and and they don't even know what they want. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it because it's almost like you're experiencing everything that happens in the film as they are.
Yeah.
And that's how good it is. And that's how good Baumbach is and the way
He's
he
great.
really
Yeah.
put this together. And you really feel that spontaneity
Oh,
of
yeah.
characters and script and
I
boy,
love the
it was a
relationship in the
mind
film
blower.
between Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson's mother, played
I
by
know.
Julie Haggerty.
Julie
It
Haggerty
was good
from
to
the
see her.
original Airplane.
Yeah, so
And-
they have this really
I
close
know.
bond, and it's like awkward. Oh my God,
She's like jumping on him with her legs around him.
Yeah, it was
and,
funny.
and
there's
it
a
was
fun
kid.
supporting turn also by Wallace Shawn,
Yeah.
who shows up a little bit.
Yeah, he's
like this
I know.
like seasoned actor who's kind of
Well,
like
he's
annoying,
like this dinosaur.
a little full of himself. Yeah.
Dinosaur that shows up.
He's
and
like, I won the Tony when I was 27 years old.
Get out of here, Wallace.
I know.
I'm
Yeah.
so sick of you. He's
The-
in every Woody Allen movie
He
that
is.
ever lived.
The only critique I have, and it's not that big of a deal, but I kind of wish they had a more inspired title, Marriage Story. I felt that it was a lazy title.
Really?
It's
No,
generic.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
It's not a big deal, but
No.
I would have liked a little bit more thought
Okay.
put into the title.
Possibly so.
But whatever.
But I think it's blunt, it's basic, it's to the point.
No, it
and
is.
This film
It
is
is.
that. But I'll tell you something.
I love this film,
This movie had me in tears,
Yeah.
I'm going to say at least 3 times.
It's
And mostly
emotional
because
movie.
of Adam.
Yeah.
And her too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not discounting her performance. And he's just so deep and so good.
Yeah.
He's Marlon Brando, and she's kind of Patty Duke in a way. And that sounds like a diss, but Patty Duke happened to be a very good actress.
I know. Miracle Worker.
Well, very true. She did win an honorary Oscar for that film. Anne Bancroft won Best Actress. But regardless, there was it captured me. I did
Me
love
too.
it. I cried. The very final scene.
Yeah,
I
it's
will not
beautiful.
give away, and
Yeah.
it's so minute.
I know.
It's so little, and I cracked
It's
up.
nice.
I
I know what you're
broke
saying.
down
Yeah.
and cried like a fool. and just
And there are some laughs in this movie too, a few.
No, it's-
Alan Alda's character
Yeah.
brings some comedy to it. There's a couple little things he says that are kind of funny.
when he showed up, I was no, please,
I love
no,
Alan Alda.
not Alan.
I love
No,
Alan.
I didn't want him.
Why?
I just didn't want him. He always
played
plays
that old school lawyer, you know?
kind of
I liked
guy,
it.
and I didn't want him.
But he really looked
I
his
would have
age.
preferred Alan Arkin. I think.
Oh.
I think he might have been better. They probably.
But
couldn't
did you
get
see
him.
the little subtlety of Alan Alda? He was doing some stuff with that character, some Parkinson shaking. I don't know if you caught that.
I did catch it. And
Well, I know he
one
had-
scene almost looks like he's masturbating behind a table.
Yeah, he's not, though.
Because
He's-
he's sitting there
yeah.
on the table,
Yeah.
and while the table is up
Yeah.
here, you see his hand. Watch it again.
I know, I saw
you
it.
see his hand going like this down here, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, why are they
If
showing?
that's what he's doing, it's a weird character
I
choice.
know, it looked like
Yeah.
he was kind of, but it was, obviously he has a little Parkinson's
He
going on.
does.
But here's your story right here.
Yeah, I agree. He's
Adam
a
just
star.
blows you away.
If Joaquin doesn't get the Oscar, I'd like to see him get it.
I'd like to almost see him outdo
be kinda
Joaquin.
nice.
I really would. I love Joaquin, and he was just
I know.
amazing. He's been around the block. Adam's kind of even though
But Adam's
been
also
around,
been nominated too, though,
Adam's
before.
been around for a long time. What else was he done?
He was nominated for Black Klansman last year.
Oh, that's correct.
Which I'm like,
Oh,
really?
I didn't care for that film.
But let's move on. I
was
like this
horrible.
film quite a bit.
I did too. I
Um,
loved it. I
you're
love
gonna-
this movie.
You're gonna do.
Can't say enough about it. Please
Yeah.
go
check
watch
out Marriage Story.
It-
You can
it-
watch it from the comfort of your bed.
It's
Netflix.
so human and
Yeah,
so
it is.
it's
Very identifiable.
heartbreaking.
It
It's a
is.
heartbreaking piece of work.
All right, your movie that's a mystery. Ah, Klute.
Klute. Here
I
we
like
go.
Klute.
Oh, this is just a
It's a
wonderful,
good film.
wonderful film.
It's a good
It's
film.
directed by Alan J. Pekula.
Yeah.
She did 3
Who
films
died.
with him. Yeah, he did die just recently.
years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Very
indeed.
briefly.
Donald Sutherland, Jane Fonda.
Was Donald up for an Oscar for this, or was it just her?
He should have been
might have
because
been.
he's wonderful.
This is a very good film.
But he's kind
Dark
of almost
film,
a supporting.
a little
It's
bit.
very dark.
Yeah.
Gordon Willis. It's Angie over
It's
there.
a dog
She's
snoring.
got a little snoring nightmare going on. But here she is. Her name is Bree Daniels.
Yeah.
As in Brie Larson kind of
Yes.
thing. But Bree Daniels is her name. And she is a call girl,
Mm-hmm.
a hooker, so to speak. She's a high-class hooker. Here's Jane today
Yes.
talking about Klute.
Klute.
She does a great little thing with an actress named Elena Douglas.
Ileana Douglas.
Ileana Douglas.
Yeah,
right.
she used to be Martin Scorsese's
right.
girlfriend
Indeed.
years ago. She was in Goodfellas.
Yeah, she was. But I'll tell you, this is Jane's film all the way. She's so
Yeah.
good. She won an Oscar
She
for the
did.
movie in 1972, I believe, 71. I'm not sure.
I feel like it's more recent than 71 or 2.
Oh no. Oh no,
Klute?
this is 70s.
I know, but I think it's later in the 70s. Though.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think it's 71 or 2. It's not like
Well,
70,
71 is Liza
Yeah.
Minnelli.
All right, let's look right
72. I'd say 72. I'm going to go with 72.
Okay. You could be right.
Now,
Oh, you're right. 71.
it was 71.
You're good. 71. I just
Okay.
thought it was a little later.
No, not at all. Gordon Willis, and she refers to this. She says he was always referred. This movie is dark. This is a film noir film. This
it
is a
is.
love story. This is a murder mystery. There's 4 different genres going on at once here. This movie is wonderful. It's so creepy. The music in it, dynamite. It just sets a mood. And one thing they used to do in a film, of course, Rosemary's Baby, back
Yeah.
in like '66, they did this like they would do like this la 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 la
I remember that.
la la
Yeah.
la la la. Now that happens to be the actual Rosemary's Baby theme.
Mm-hmm.
La 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 la. And then it goes up an octave and repeat. And
I gotta watch the movie again because I remember watching it feeling very.
Klute.
No, Rosemary's Baby.
Oh.
When I remember hearing so much about it,
It's
and I
not a
finally
great film.
watched
It's
it.
probably Roman's
Very
worst film.
overrated. I remember feeling very underwhelmed.
Well,
by that
it
film.
really follows the book almost to the T. Great book by Ira Levine. I love the book. The book was a mammoth bestseller.
Yeah, I know.
And of course, John Cassavetes was way too demonic as the husband. Roman Polanski directed this
I
film.
know he
I
did.
think it was probably his last film in the States before he had to go
to go
off,
over, yeah.
being exorcised
exactly.
from
Expatriate.
from being a pedophile.
Well, if he
basically.
steps foot in this country, he's going to jail. You know.
Very true indeed. Even though the girl that he did
I know.
have,
She says it's not a problem.
she said it doesn't matter to
I
me.
wanted him to penetrate me
I wanted
in my
him.
ass.
Yeah, exactly.
To put it bluntly.
Well, there you go, and he certainly did.
He
put
certainly
it
did.
bluntly, didn't
But there's like he should have minded her age.
This is just a great movie, though. There's
It is a good
great
film.
little scene where
It is a classic.
It is a classic. Donald.
I'm a big Donald fan.
God, I love Donald in this
He's
movie.
great.
He went on and did basically the same film in a movie in like 1981 called Eye of the Needle, which was a great movie. I love that film. He's a guy. He's a German guy, and he lands on this island, and he's battered up, and he crash lands, and he's taken in by a family, and little do they know he's this horrible Nazi. And but he plays it so straight and so, she'll ask him questions, but because he's a private investigator, he just sits and stares at her, almost like a psychiatrist of modern days does. I'll tell you, Jane is so great in this film, and I love the way she talks about the film. She has such fantastic recollection. One of the things about this movie, she had just been called out as Hanoi Jane.
Because of
I
the
don't know if you remember
protests.
that.
Yeah, I do.
Well, she was kind of
protesting Vietnam.
She was protesting northern Vietnam. Now, northern Vietnam was trying to kill off southern Vietnam.
Yes.
So she was really, she was accused of actually being a defender of the North, but she actually wasn't.
Yeah.
She was going after the North, but she was photographed. She went to Vietnam, and she happened to be right at the border, and she happened to be in North Vietnam at the time.
Yeah.
And because she was photographed in North Vietnam, they said, she's a traitor,
I know.
this and that and the other thing. Now, the people who work on this film, when Jane gets to the set, she's in an apartment almost the entire film. They build an apartment for her.
Yeah.
She brought in her own furniture. She brought in her own stuff to compile this thing together, so it was hers. And she went off with call girls. She did the whole,
research.
The whole research, the whole, the whole world of living that life before she gets to the,
Why don't you turn to the
film
tricks?
set. But not the cast, but the crew, literally, as she walked into her apartment for the first time, they took an American flag and turned it upside down, which is the sign of a traitor. It's kind of what they did to Benedict Arnold
Yes, back in the day.
back in the 1700s.
Yes.
there when he was murdered. He was executed for being a traitor.
Yeah.
And so she says in this. The great interview that's on the disc, the Criterion disc that just came
Klute,
out
yeah.
of Klute.
This came out a few weeks ago. I remember we covered it on the new releases on DVD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I got it, and I just felt in the mood for it. I remember it. The guy there's a murderer in this film
Yes.
who's an actual lawyer. That Alan J. Pakula, it was like the first film he ever made. He's spectacular. You find out right away that he is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Roy Scheider plays her pimp.
That's right. He does.
Right
I remember him
beginning.
being sleazy.
Yeah, he's a sleazy
He's great.
guy in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I just loved her. She got the haircut. She did the whole thing. I tell you, I love this movie. It's so dark. It's so bleak, and yet there's a creepiness to it. It gets under your skin, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
great
Adored
film.
it. I could watch it again right now.
It's definitely
I could put
a
it
classic.
on right now and watch it.
I should watch it again because it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I probably watched this about 5-6 years ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's a good film,
Okay,
though.
it is wonderful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Move on. I'm going to do a film now, briefly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. This is a.k.a. the Mr. Rogers movie, as some would probably call it.
Okay.
Tom Hanks plays Fred Rogers, the famous child TV show host. I think we all know who he is. I don't need to get too much into
Hot
it.
on the heels of the documentary that just
It came out a year and change ago.
Was it a year ago?
A little over
Yeah,
a year
I guess
ago.
so
We
it
did.
was.
It was within the past 3 because we covered it on the show.
We did.
But this movie,
And that was wonderful. That's
I
just
love that
called
documentary. I think
What's
it's on
that?
Netflix now.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
No, that's called "Won't You Be My Neighbor."
Oh, that's right.
And I believe it won the Oscar for best documentary.
As it should have.
It should have, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's more of a life, a day. That's more of like a bio of his life. Of
Correct.
him. This is more of like a day in the life. It's just a few days of this main character, this reporter.
Tom is only a supporting character.
He's a
in this
supporting
film.
character.
Yeah.
The main character, the protagonist in this film, is a reporter who is based on a real guy.
I hear he's not that good, this actor.
I thought
who
he was
plays him.
fine.
Did you?
Yeah. He is a guy who writes for Esquire magazine, but he's known for very serious, somewhat I guess you could call them hit pieces, where
Yeah.
if he's interviewing a celebrity or something, he'll kind of knock them down a peg. Like, he's a very intense guy.
Okay.
And a lot of people would be intimidated to be interviewed by him.
There's a negative aspect.
There is
to
a
his
negative
writing.
aspect to
Yeah.
his writing, but he's an award-winning writer. He's very respected.
You just said there's a negative Aztec.
Aspect.
Well, I know that's what you meant to
It
say.
sounded like Aztec.
Well, you did say Aztec.
So
but here he is. He's
the
the
actor
star
is
of the
Matthew
film.
Rice. He's actually the star of that show, The Americans.
Oh, okay.
He's a British
With
guy.
Kerry Russell?
Yes,
Oh,
yes. But in this film, he's.
Wait, didn't she marry him in real life?
I don't know.
Yeah, because she married her co-star
Maybe
on that
maybe
film.
it's him.
Yeah.
then. But
I think
this
Kerry
is his
Russell's
wife
kind of-
in the film.
I think
She's
Kerry Russell's kind of easy.
could be.
Yeah.
This is his wife in the film. They have a
Right.
new baby,
Okay.
and so he gets an assignment to go
Why,
visit.
Tom, he looks so similar.
I know, right? He goes on an assignment to go interview Mr. Rogers.
Right.
For an edition of the magazine, they're doing a whole issue on heroes, and he's like, "This is a real guy, by the way. The real, the guy on the left here,
Looks
that's
like
the
him.
that's the real guy, Tom
Similar.
Giroud, I believe is his name. But in the
Giroud.
movie, they changed his name to Lloyd Vogel for whatever reason, because this is inspired by a true story. It's not the true story.
Okay.
So there's some liberties.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, this is just him, and he's reluctant to do this story, but he goes and does it anyway, and he's very kind of skeptical. And his wife says to him before he goes, "Please, don't destroy my childhood." Basically saying, don't destroy Mr. Rogers in this article.
Right.
And he learns that this is a wonderful man.
Yeah.
And almost as if Mr. Rogers is a therapist,
Yeah.
Rogers, is very interested in this guy's life and starts to pry things out of him because he's a generally interested and caring guy.
Mr.
He really
Rogers was
had
just,
a heart of gold.
He truly did.
He actually was a guy that went to the seminary. He was going to be a pastor.
And right, I
Yeah.
can understand
And
that.
he's
Yeah.
a religious guy. He's a Christian.
No, very
He
deep
has-
rooted in his beliefs.
very
and
much,
Just a
and
sweetheart of a
all
man.
about he's very focused on what is a child feeling. We need to explain to them
Yeah.
about the world.
That's right.
And that was his life for 30-something years doing the show,
It was
40 years,
indeed.
whatever he did.
Yeah.
So this is all about that relationship that starts to build. And we get a backstory. This is Chris Cooper, who plays the reporter's father.
Oh, okay.
And they have a tumultuous relationship. And so Tom, Mr. Rogers kind of helps him get through that. So Tom is great. He does a great job of
I have
capturing.
no desire
I
to
know
see
you
this
don't.
film, and I'll tell you why.
He captures the essence of the man.
Does he?
But it's not a perfect imitation.
Well, of course.
But I think he does an admirable job.
Well, I would think he would because he's Tom
Tom
Hanks,
Hanks.
and he has that kind of
He
general,
does.
wonderful demeanor as it is.
He's the perfect guy to play him.
He truly is.
And I read
I
that.
bet Rami Malek could have pulled it off if they could
I
have
think he's a little
CGI'd
too
him into
young,
looking.
maybe.
Yeah, but I think he could have pulled it off. I think he's one of the few chameleons we have
Could
right
be.
now. Who's so bland in real life.
Yeah.
But then when you see Rami get
where he comes to
in
life.
front of the camera
Yeah.
there, he suddenly is this amazing.
No,
he's going to be the
he's-
Meryl Streep of our
Could be.
generation.
He's
to
excellent.
some
Yeah, I
extent.
agree.
He
He's
really
very
is.
So I think Tom was great.
Okay.
I don't, in my view, see it as an Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah.
I think he'll get a nomination.
He did. Well, he got one for
And
the
if he
Golden
wins,
Globes, yeah.
if he wins Best Supporting, I won't have too much of an issue with
Okay.
it. But I would love to see more like Brad Pitt, for example, like we discussed
I would
earlier.
too.
It's just a very sweet performance. He does a great job of capturing the essence.
No need to even make this film.
But I don't feel that I was.
Would you like to see it again?
I probably won't see it again.
Yeah.
It had some moving moments. I thought that the acting was good by everybody. I enjoyed. There's some moments that really made me smile. There's some fun things with some of the characters involved that are in awe of him at times, which was nice. It's a fun film. You don't need to run out to see it in the theater.
You know the thing though.
But
that-
I enjoyed it.
Mr. Rogers himself
but I won't
is
watch
so
it again, probably.
bigger than life.
I know.
That there's just no need for that. Why watch an imitation? Even though it's a great imitation.
Yeah.
Why watch an imitation when you got Would You Be My Neighbor? It's a great documentary with a real guy.
It's just
And
what
that
Hollywood
film,
does.
You know what?
That's what they do.
They do. And that film, I cried several times through that
It's
film.
a beautiful documentary.
It's a beautiful documentary.
I
He's
will
such
say, watch that,
A wonderful
then watch this.
human being. What a great man
He's
he
a wonderful
truly
guy.
is. And you just get to this heart that is unbeknownst
Huge.
on the human scale of slime and greatness that we can be.
Yeah.
He's so high up there just as this wonderful guy.
Yeah.
So this is.
But I have a
do I
lot
want
of-
to see a guy interviewing Tom Hanks?
Will you watch it when it's on video, though? You probably should
You
see it
know,
once.
I have no desire to see it, but
I know you
I
don't.
suppose when it comes out.
But I'll be honest, I have a lot of
Sitting here in my
admiration
home,
for what
okay.
Tom did with this role.
All right.
I enjoyed watching him as Mr. Rogers.
Okay.
I enjoyed the film.
Okay. We should move on.
But we're going to
almost
move on.
at an hour.
No, we're almost at an hour. Let's
Yeah,
move
we
on. Now the last film of the night, we're going to just do...
Dolemite.
Dolemite.
We'll do it quickly.
Dolemite is my name. Is with it's a Netflix film, but it's also limited release.
Yeah.
It's Eddie Murphy
Rudy Ray
playing
Moore.
Rudy Ray Moore,
Right.
who was a larger-than-life personality in the '70s. He was a guy who tried everything to be famous. He tried to be a
A
comedian.
rapper. Well, he was one of the first rappers.
Well, he
too.
basically, through this,
Yeah.
became the godfather of rap.
Yeah.
But he was trying
To
to
some
be a
extent.
singer first. He was trying to do stand-up. He was trying to this.
Just
he
wanted to be in showbiz.
Wanted to be in showbiz.
He did.
And eventually, he gets to make this movie about his character that he
Yeah.
creates, based on a lot of like...
This is the real. That was the real poster.
That was the real guy.
No.
And he takes a lot of jokes that apparently were like things that were popular amongst the homeless population in
Yeah.
LA. For whatever reason, like homeless folk tales almost.
He's
you
a
know?
black man,
Yeah.
and he knew what the black people were
Yeah.
about. He knew what they wanted to hear.
He knew what they would
He
like
knew
to hear,
how to make
exactly.
them laugh.
Yeah.
You know, I
And he
love the
made
guy.
this shitty movie.
And he made this shitty
Yeah.
movie. Here's Wesley Snipes,
Who plays I guess a prominent actor who he got to direct this movie.
I know.
He was in Rosemary's Baby apparently.
No, he wasn't.
He says it in the movie. He goes, "You were in Rosemary's Baby, weren't you?" He played like a janitor or something.
Oh,
in it.
not Wesley Snipes.
No,
but
no, the actor
guy.
that he
Well,
plays.
that's probably true.
That's who he plays.
Yeah, that's probably true. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Kevin,
did
Michael Peel.
Did you like?
I actually had a blast watching this
Did
movie.
you? Okay.
It's fun. I thought it was very funny at times.
Yeah, it is funny.
I thought Eddie was great.
I thought he was very good.
I thought it was a crazy story.
It's a bit nuts.
It was, and I love movies about the making of movies,
There you
especially
go.
when it's a
I know,
bad movie.
that is fun.
Like the Tommy Wiseau movie,
Yeah, yeah.
or Ed Wood.
True.
I thought this
No,
was
I like
a lot
this
of
film.
fun.
I love this guy.
Titus
He's,
Burgess, who's
he's
in Kimmy
wonderful. The wonderful Kimmy
Kimmy
Schmidt.
Schmidt?
He's
The unbreakable
so
Kimmy
good.
Schmidt.
Well, he's very gay in that, and he's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And he plays a gay guy in this, and he makes
Yeah,
a
he
joke,
does.
and then he's like, "We don't want to hear that shit." It
I
was
know.
kind of funny.
I know.
I get the
I
feeling
thought-
you didn't care for it.
Well, you know, I didn't love it. It took me a long time to get through this whole film.
I
have
got
to
sucked
say.
right in
Did
and
you?
watched it in one sitting.
Okay, not
A lot
me.
of fun.
I probably should have.
And we
but,
got to say, the original film is called Dolemite.
It is.
That's what this is, the making of the
Well,
original
correct.
film Dolemite. But then
Well,
they're
this
making
is
like
just
7 of these
called-
movies.
This is just called Dolemite also.
No, but I'm saying the film they're making in this film is Dolemite.
Yes.
But there's other Dolemite movies
Yes,
as
there are.
well.
Right.
But this is just about the first one.
There you
She
go.
was great.
I thought she was
She
wonderful.
plays this woman that he
Yeah.
plucks out of obscurity
Well,
who has
she's
a lot of
kind
talent
like
herself.
right. She's a stand-up comedian in
Yeah.
the black world, and
Well, she becomes that because of him.
Well,
that's
true.
what she was a housewife at that, you know.
I'll tell you this though, Eddie was, you know,
Spectacular.
I love to see Eddie. You know, I
He
think
might get
is great.
nominated for this.
Oh, I think he will.
I think he will too.
I think
Yeah.
he will get nominated. I thought he was great. I don't think he's going to win.
No.
I really don't. But I thought he was. You know, Eddie just has this momentum to him.
Yeah.
And sometimes I resent that momentum. One thing about Klute, and a little bit of a regress here, just for a very brief moment. In Klute, I love the way all the actors are given a chance to just feel and think and move and think and react, and there's a slowness. This is a movie that, of course, it's a bombastic grenade blowing up in your face every
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
You know, there's just Eddie is screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming, and I found it. And of course, he goes through very few emotions here. Most of his emotions are he's either very happy or he's very not.
He's
happy.
got a couple outbursts where he's a little annoyed.
Yeah,
But it's not like a super deep performance.
not a great.
But it's a good performance regardless. It's a fun
It's
performance.
okay. It's okay. And I think Eddie, I think because he's Eddie Murphy, I think he's getting probably a little bit more recognition than he probably should.
Also because he's kind of been out of movies for a while and took a little bit of a break.
But he was dynamite in Dreamgirls, that
Yeah.
movie, that Beyonce flick.
I know,
He was
yeah.
so good in that. He
Yeah.
was nominated for Best
Yeah,
Supporting
I
Actor.
never saw it. I know he was.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
He plays like a has-been,
Yeah.
like one of the Temptations.
Yeah, I gotta watch
kind
that because of him.
You really gotta check
I
it
know.
out. He's
I know.
dynamite.
I just
in
didn't
that
get to
film.
it. Yeah.
But he has a great momentum, an inner momentum that he really puts on screen here for 2 hours
Yeah.
and 5 minutes.
He carries
whatever
his
it is.
film. He's in every
He does.
scene
No,
almost.
he is in every scene.
I love he's got these hangers
just
on.
love it.
I'm tired of paying for your
You know,
food, man.
These wigs here,
It's
they
funny.
kind of bother me. Who's this guy? Of course, he was in The Office.
Well, that's Craig Robinson. I love
Yeah,
him.
I love
He's
him
been
too.
in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
He's great with
he's-
like a dry delivery all the
no,
time. He's funny.
good, and he's got a heart. And
He's a fun actor.
I don't know.
I
if there's
believe he was
much
in the
of-
Hot Tub Time Machine as well.
I think he may have been. I don't know if there's much of a heart to this film. I just found it all, and I don't want to just say. I don't want to be
I think his
stereotypical.
character is the heart. He's the passion, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's a passion. It's a self-serving passion.
It is. Oh, no. It's all about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a passion for life or for anything.
No.
It's just a passion to make money.
It's for a guy to make himself what he wants it to be.
I know.
What
He
he wants
just
to be.
pushes himself in the forefront,
Yeah.
and for that reason, I didn't love it so much. But
Right.
but it's okay. I mean, it's a true story.
And
about
it's
a true
fun for a
life.
Netflix film.
And it is
It
fun.
works.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
But I would recommend
it's
it.
entertaining.
It's fun. You
Yeah.
can watch. Yeah, honestly, again, I've been saying this a lot this year. These Netflix movies are getting better.
They are.
A lot of the ones are getting
No
better that
question
they're
about it.
producing.
Well,
Yeah.
they've got the money.
They do.
They're making $1
They're not
billion
just
a day.
Yes, they're acquiring a
You
lot
know.
of crappy stuff, but they're also producing good stuff now. So it's great.
No,
so
no.
I'm happy to see
And
it.
they love that. I love the fact, I think we mentioned this, they just brought out the Paris
Yeah,
Theater
Paris
in New York
Theater.
so that they can show
They
their
have a
movies.
guaranteed venue now.
They have to, show their films so they can be nominated for Oscars for at least 2 weeks out of the
Exactly.
year. So they have to have one showing like in New York and one in LA.
LA, yeah.
And that's all they need.
I
They
think
don't
it's
even need
great.
Chicago.
Smart.
They can have a Chicago showing.
It's
and
kind of
then-
going back to the roots of Hollywood, where back in the day, in the dawn of old Hollywood, the studios all owned the theaters across the country.
Very true.
And that started dying down with the studio system. But back in the day, independent films couldn't get into the theaters because the theaters were owned by the studios.
True. And streaming
It's
films
amazing.
were kind of the that's why we've seen a lot of theaters close down.
I know.
It's
Hence the whole
hence the big giant
Irishman
20
drama.
plex. Well, the 20-plex theaters.
Well,
Those are
yeah.
the only things that can survive. A single theater anymore just can't even make it. Except in New York City where we have big giant
Well, there are
theaters.
some ones around here, like the Suffern Theater's been around for years.
Yeah, but that's
a single
just,
screen
I think
theater.
that's just that's a write-off for some family that owns it.
It's a historic landmark too. I'm sure it
Kind
gets
of
some
is.
kind of a
Well,
subsidy.
you got Mighty Al at the Wurlitzer up there
Probably.
playing the organ every month. But,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. It's a horrible theater, by the way. Have you been in there?
Well, I've only seen one film there, Vicky
God.
Cristina Barcelona.
Oh, it was horrifying.
Like 12 years
I saw
ago.
I saw one of the Star Wars films there. It was such a mistake.
Which-
It's such a dump.
Whoa, which Star Wars film?
Oh, God, I don't know.
You're talking about the originals? So you haven't probably been in that theater in 20 years.
I went back there. No.
You're not
it's-
talking Force Awakens Star Wars.
I went
You're
back
talking
there-
prequels?
No, maybe it wasn't a Star Wars.
Because it's probably been a good time.
I
for
was
being
probably
there.
back there with my wife. We probably went back in the 2000s, early 2000s.
They've probably redid
The
it
last time I
since.
was there, I was going to say 12 years ago.
I think to
I was
survive,
there
they've
for
probably
something.
redone at least the sound of that
And the
place,
theater,
that
well,
theater.
the sound was bad. The seats are crummy and crappy, and
I want to go see something there soon. I bet you they've redone it.
I got a new pet rat when I came out of there.
That's
There was
cool.
A little rat from.
Well, that's the Adopt a Pet program.
Exactly, and I love the fact that you don't have to buy gum. You just pull one of the 30
Delicious.
pieces off the
ABC gum.
the underbelly.
Already
exactly,
been chewed.
already been chewed. You just
Yeah.
pull it off the undercarriage of your chair, and you got a whole handful of gum.
Delicious.
Right there. Just
Multi-flavored.
disgusting.
But let's move on. Just
move
to end
on.
our show here, because we are going over here.
Yeah, we are.
I just want to cover what's quick on video as of today.
What do we have opening this week?
On video today we have
big
the big
release
one.
date. Yeah.
Well, that's pixelated, huh?
Boy, that's bad.
Once Upon a Time, that looks like crap. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is
There you
out
go.
on all the formats today.
I purchased it already.
You definitely did.
Love the film.
And
It's
then we have
also
Hustlers
got,
out
and by the
today.
way, it's got like 9 extra scenes in it.
Beautiful.
I don't know if they're, because Quentin was going to release a extended
Another
version.
version, yeah.
They were supposed to come out in theaters, never did.
It too is out
And then there
today.
was the controversy he was going to release it, and he had to cut a
In
scene
China,
out
and he
with
didn't
the-
want to.
with the Bruce Lee
Because of the backlash.
because he makes Bruce look kind of
Exactly.
bad in front of
Yeah.
the Chinese audience.
This was cool.
Oh, the
complete fly collection.
I know, that's a very cool
That's something
thing.
I might even buy sometime. That's kind of cool. That's fun. And then we have one more thing here. A Fritz Lang
Oh.
double feature here. The
Oh,
Tiger
wow.
of En Shapur, The Indian Tomb. It's like a 2-for-1 movie that's
Shapur.
out on
The
Blu-ray
Indian-
today.
interesting. Well,
And then
I
we
love
have this
Fritz.
Freaks that's been, I feel like, lingering for a while.
Yeah, I have the Bruce Stearns.
Yeah,
and
just
it,
officially
Emil
was
Hirsch.
released.
Looks good. I have
Yeah.
the film, actually.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much it on video. And then once opening today on video in the theaters, we have the big one, Jumanji.
Oh, boy.
Not dying to see
No,
this.
not at all. Although Variety did say it was
Looks
very
like
amusing.
fun.
They said it's amusing.
Just-
well, I
I'm
mean,
dying
The
to
Rock
see it.
is playing Danny
It's
DeVito.
fun. Gotta see this.
This looks
My dad and I
interesting.
go see this together
There's
because
Kathy right
we
here.
always go
Sam
see
Rockwell.
Kathy Bates movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks fun.
It does.
I remember when this happened.
Well, not fun, but
entertaining.
yeah.
Can't wait to see this.
This looks
Uncut
good.
Gems. They're
I
saying
know.
Oscar nom for Adam
I know
Sandler.
they are. I don't think he'll get it though.
He might. Nomination maybe. But this is a limited release. It's not going to open wide till Christmas
Too many
Day.
other actors out there that have.
I want to see this. The new
pre-
Terrence Malick film. This
Oh,
looks great.
Really?
A Hidden Life.
Well, you
Looks
know,
really good.
most Terrence films are, you know,
But they're
movies
beautiful.
to read by.
This is
They
up your
create
alley.
enough
Black Christmas
light.
remake.
I have no desire to see
Me
this.
neither.
Although I do love what's her face.
Yeah,
here.
I'm not interested in
What's
this.
her name?
I forget.
Poole. Something Poole.
I
yeah,
gotta look
that's
it up.
her.
Yeah. And then Kristen Stewart filmed another Amazon
Oh,
film called
gosh.
Soberg.
Gene Seberg.
Seberg,
Well,
yeah.
I didn't even know about this.
Me neither. I just saw it. I was surprised.
Vince Vaughn, Anthony
Big cast.
Mackie.
Anthony
Look
Mackie,
at this.
Margaret Qualley. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, this movie, forget about
I
it.
know. I will go
Just-
see Richard Jewell probably soon.
Well, I'll probably go see it.
Yeah.
Too. It opens up in
this
a week.
Yeah, this week.
This Friday.
With this, Jumanji,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
But we'll be back next week with some more things. And that's it. Have a good week, everybody. It's been a good show. A lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
We're definitely
going
gonna
to
cover
10
Queen
minutes
and-
over, but
Sorry.
Yeah,
We're
are.
definitely going to do Queen and Slim next week. I did go see that. I'd like you to see
I
that.
know.
We can discuss that film.
I know.
And then we'll see what else we're going to do.
I'm not dying to see it.
I know.
I know. You did say it was worth seeing.
I think it's worth you seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. Good
All
conversation.
right. Okay.
All right, guys. Have
Good
a great
enough.
week.
All right,
Be
good
safe.
enough. We'll see you all.
And we'll see you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Chloe, where are you?
Road. Yeah, where we going now? Yeah, let's just,